नमस्कार। अपनी कहानी स्ट्रगल टू सक्सेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हमारे साथ मिस्टर राजेंद्र तिवारी हॉलैंड से हैं और मिस्टर तिवारी हमसे अपनी जीवन यात्रा के बारे में बात करेंगे, कैसे उनके लाइफ में स्ट्रगल आया और फिर उन्होंने कैसे ओवरकम किया। सो वेलकम, स्वागत, नमस्कार
नमस्कार। नमस्कार।
प्लीज आप अपनी जीवन यात्रा के बारे में कुछ बताएं।
अच्छा, मैं कुछ बात। मेरा जर्नी, actually I'm born in South America in the Republic of Suriname, which was then a Dutch colony. So I'm a Dutch Indian by birth, Indian by origin, but Dutch by birth, and grew up in Rotterdam. My Nana Nani are from India. They come from Uttar Pradesh, from the Ayodhya region. It's a place close by Faisabad. And my what is it? I think it's Aja and Aji are from also from Uttar Pradesh, and that's a place called Azamgarh. And parts of the family moved to Allahabad, or Prayagraj, they call it.
Yes.
I was raised in the Netherlands as somebody in a quite good social setting, and I like books. I like reading. I like history, and I was kind of a lazy person, not to go out, but studying only. And then I joined music, and I was playing hard rock guitar and all these things. So my father said, it's time you learn more about India than only looking at Jimi Hendrix. So, and my Nana said it would be good because everybody in the family who was getting a certain age went to India to get to know the roots. So I studied at Hindu College, Delhi mein, and studied sociology at Hindu College, and returned to Europe because I studied my bachelor's political and social science in Antwerpen, and then graduated back in Holland in management studies. So I entered business. I started in banking and made a career in banking and investment management. And India became part of my life since I went to India in 1980. I had a lot of nice classmates, so I used to go back and forth for social reasons. And actually, my Nana was very proud because I got to know India. And before that, I even got my Hindi classes, but I totally forgot everything. And because most of my classmates in India, they spoke English. So you become lazy in, trying to speak. So when I'm in India, I do my best to do some conversation. But whenever you start talking your Dutch Hindi, then they say, ye Firangi hai, price ucha ho jayega. So, then I keep away from doing some Hindi. And I just stay on the distance. But in my life, I think I came from a family that was very serious in studying. They were less in business, more in knowledge gathering. They were professors, they became doctors. And some of them entered into business, but not all of them. And I was also a corporate, so I became a chairman of a pension fund. I was a member of executive board of a banking insurance group. And now I'm a chairman of a large financial holding called Red Ribbon Capital, which is actually based in London. And we have a few listed companies. One of the companies we have on the stock exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, is called Modulex. And apart from that, I have my own investment activities. We had a fund, India fund also, a Dutch fund set up to invest on the stock exchange in India. And I became the chairman of the Trade Council, the India Trade Council in Holland. So I have done a lot of trade missions to India. The last 10 years, I was also active in the diaspora associations. I was the president of the Global Organization of PIOs, a person of Indian origin. And now again active as Secretary General of the Europe-India Business Council. So the last 10 years, my journey is more, a lot of engagement with India, a lot of business promotion, to do business with India, because India is a large democracy. So ये मेरा journey actually है. So थोड़ा सा business है, थोड़ा सा, pro-India management है यहाँ. We like India a lot. My children like India too. And finally, of course, I do business in India. We are investing in agriculture space, cold storage, and we bring Dutch technology to India to professionalize cold storage and processing. And we are active in Delhi. We are active in Madhya Pradesh also. And maybe someday we'll go back to Uttar Pradesh to do something. So that's roughly. Of course, I have a beautiful wife whose roots are from Lucknow. बिल्कुल लखनऊ का रूस भी यहाँ घर में And my son is an investment banker in London. My daughter is a doctor working in Amsterdam. And I'm a grandfather of one son. So we have a nice family and all these things. My wife is enjoying stuff, and she's more Indian than I am because she's third generation. My fourth generation, but my wife is third generation because her daddy came from Lucknow. So there is a lot of India connectedness. I'm very proud to actually to be in India, and the Dutch like India too, इसलिए.
नेचुरल जब आपकी बात से ही मुझे लग रहा है कि आप पूरा फैमिली प्रोफेशन हर तरह से आप इंडिया से कनेक्टेड हैं, तो इट डजंट मैटर कि आप सूरीनाम में बॉर्न हुए हैं, है ना? ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप इंडिया से पूरी तरह से दिल दिमाग दिलो जान से कनेक्टेड हैं।
हाँ बिल्कुल, ये बात ठीक है जी, क्योंकि मेरा परिवार भी इंडिया में है, इसलिए।
तो बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
yeah.
आपका इतना लंबा सक्सेसफुल कैरियर रहा एंड मल्टी कल्चरल फैमिलीज, तो इन सारे, चाहे वो पर्सनल लेवल हो या प्रोफेशनल लेवल हो या सोशल लेवल हो, आपके जीवन में कभी ऐसा स्ट्रगल रहा है जो लगा कि इट्स टू मच, है ना? अगर हाँ तो क्या मेंशन करना चाहेंगे और उसको कैसे आपने ओवरकम किया है?
That's a good point to make. Of course, everybody has struggles in life, and of course, I have my struggles in life, and you never know we'll have struggles in the future too. So I think if you talk about struggles, I think my struggle was to make my choice for studying. I wanted to travel. I wanted to enjoy life, but not party, but mostly I wanted to go out and see more than only the Netherlands. So easily, when I finished my high school, I wanted to become a diplomat. And that's why I like politics and all these things without being an elected politician. So I enrolled for international law. I thought economy is also good, but I was reading a lot about history, anthropology. So I had difficulty in making a choice. And then I decided to make a plan. I want to have a degree in 5 years, irrespective of what I study. So जब मैं इंडिया गया, they said, you do not know anything about India, you haven't been here, so you should learn India first. So what do you want to study? तो मैंने सोचा था maybe law again and maybe history or maybe economy. He said no, go for Hindu sociology at Hindu college, and then you start learning India. And that was the best choice. I was it was actually advised to us by my guardian in India. He became president. His name was Jail Singh. He was a minister those days of Home Affairs, 1980 में. And then he advised me to go for sociology, and I don't regret it. So I got my solution that way also. एक दूसरा struggle जो रहा, when my father passed away. There will be a lot of things, ups and downs coming in your life, but 2011 was a shock to me because then I realized I didn't spend much time with my parents. And especially when I lost my father, I realized that he did a lot for us because those are my, role models. They did a lot for us. They paid my studies when I wanted to go abroad. I could have studied in Holland too. And then I realized I need to spend more time with them. That was a shock because you cannot reverse things in time. You can only regret it, but you don't have to sit down and say, oh God, what's happening now? You have to go on, but learn from those kind of struggles. And then I realized what to do. So I made a pledge that when my mom is still alive, so I'll spend the maximum time I can have with my mother, even if my business is more important or not. I need to spend more time. So that's one of the struggles in my personal life. I realized that these things are happening. Another struggle in my life is that I had to get used to the fact that my kids are grown up and they left home. And nowadays, normally in my business, I was focused on my career. I didn't see my kids that much, except in holiday times. And suddenly they're out of the house and you come at home, only your wife is there. But then you realize you go back to before you have kids, only with your wife. And your kids are gone. They have their own lives. And that was something I had to get used to it, that you don't see these people. So these things are, you need to adapt. You need to adapt even if you suffer, but it's not a negative thing. You learn from it and you can carry on. And finally, we had business issues also. One of my business struggles was that you came across a business partner, which actually was a complete fraud. And that was really an issue because even we lost some money also by investing, and we recovered with my German friends. We were able to recover from this. But we came across funny people you don't know. Everybody wears a suit. Everybody has a beautiful car. Everybody has an expensive office. But you need to do a lot of due diligence before you do business with people, especially when you do not know much about their background. What a business struggle था. But you know, that's only money you lose. You don't lose your dignity, you don't lose your pride. Actually, you learn from it and you get more experience. So I learned a lot from these kind of struggles, to be honest.
Where you are looking yourself in another 3 years or 5 years?
That's a good question. This question keeps on coming to me. I always have difficulty in answering that. Well, what I hope is, I think in 3 to 5 years, I will not be so personally active in my work, because I always had on my list, one of my preferred things like traveling to historical places. So whenever I go to India, I know there are so many fortifications, so many forts, so many history of India. I'm not talking about all these monuments like Taj Mahal and all those are tombs. But I want to see more about the Indian heritage. There is so much heritage in India, so much history. It's not also related to religion, but so much of our background, of our roots, I want to see. But similarly, I want to go, to see the Chinese walls. All spoke about it, mostly been to India for China, also for work. But I think in 3 to 5 years' time, I'll probably shift my agenda more to looking more for historical things, filling the gap I missed for the last 20 years to do a lot of holidays. And at the same time, still be active. I will never retire. I know for sure I will never retire, but I want to shift my agenda to more things like more seva, more culture, more heritage. That's why I like my diaspora activities, because then you can do something for society instead of only making money, because money goes away, it goes to the tax office and it can be spent, but that's not part of my culture. Money is just a means to an end. So that's where I see myself, less active business, more enjoying culture and heritage.
It's a beautiful vision for or goal for another 3 to 5 years. क्या आप जो व्यूअर्स हैं उनको क्या सुझाव देना चाहेंगे, ये जो यूथ हैं हमारे, उनको क्या सुझाव देना चाहेंगे आप?
या अच्छा, अंग्रेजी में फिर से भी बोलेंगे तो मैं हिंदी इतना ठीक है मेरा हिंदी. So actually what I advise to them is that Indians have in their genes, and many Asians have in their genes, you have to study, you have to work hard, you have to go upwards, and you also have to impress others that you made it in life. So that thing is not bad. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to look upwards and make a career. But it's more than only making money and having 20 titles. If you have a PhD and you have no manners, then it doesn't help you to gain success. Finally, we know that all the people who are successful in life, we all look at, like Bill Gates and all these guys, the non-Indian CEOs, are less educated. They're more creative, but they had a rich setting. And they didn't have all these PhDs to become the founder of Microsoft, Apple, and all these things. So if you look into that one end where Indians are forced by their parents and pushed and motivated and even paid for, because parents are really go far for their kids, to become a double PhD and triple PhDs, it doesn't make success, except for the Indians, because they came as educated people to the US. So my advice for the youth is, it doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 PhDs. It doesn't matter how many masters you have got. The only thing you need to do is believe in yourself and be ambitious. Even if you don't attain the highest ranking stuff, but ambition will help you to make success and also get that kind of success so you can be an example to others. You also have to see how you can become a role model for others, not in terms of wealth, because wealth is just a result of something you do. And sometimes you don't make any money with your popularity, but that's fine too. Because you need to show what you have done for society, not what you have earned. So money is something I've managed to 41 billion euro asset under management once in my board together as a boss of a pension fund. But that was not my aim. It was not my objective. The money is not the objective. So my advice actually for the youth is that, even if you don't think you can study so many with degrees and so many years and all these things, still, be ambitious and use your heritage. You can be proud of your heritage, even if you're abroad, even if you're working in Denmark or in Norway or in Iceland. You can be very proud of your heritage and never neglect it. Even if you integrate, even if you lose your Hindi language, it's more your Indian culture that you should be proud of. Look at the diaspora from Israel. They're everywhere in the world. They're very proud of being a Jew. They're very good role models for us, how they can maintain their culture, they maintain their identity in a non-Indian setting. So my advice is to be ambitious, try to achieve something, do something for your next generation, try to do some seva too. And then automatically, of course, success will come to you. It's more about your own efforts than waiting for others to do it for you.
You are really well said that be ambitious, believe in yourself, and do something for your next generation.
Exactly.
Not for only self, because when
exactly.
you
No
think
egoistic.
for, when you will think for next generation, then definitely you will be successful. तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका कि आपने हमें समय दिया और अपनी कहानी हमसे शेयर की. आप व्यूअर्स का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने हमें सुना. अगर आपका कोई कमेंट्स हो, प्रश्न हो तो यहाँ लिखें. सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें और अपना ध्यान रखें. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. स्वस्थ रहिए, मस्त रहिए, व्यस्त रहिए.
Thank you, जी. Thank you. ये मौका मिला. Thank you.